Hi everybody, how are you? My name is Mark Bradley and I'm with awakenwithmark.com, and we're glad to be with you today for another studio session of Kiana Walcott's Adaptivities. Let me tell you a little bit about Adaptivities. Adaptivities is a combination of adapt and activities equaling adaptivities. It's a new way to play. Let me tell you just a little bit about it. Adaptivities has created a community of adaptive resources to increase opportunities for engagement and reciprocal interaction for your loved ones with special needs. So I mentioned we're in our studio sessions and we have our guest today, Barbara Guterman, and we're going to speak with her a little bit about some of the endeavors that she's involved in. So we're looking forward to discussing that and telling you all we can in terms of working with your family and those individuals who may have special needs or other things that you're interested in terms of business and consulting, as a matter of fact. Barbara, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, good morning. Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here. I'm Barbara Guterman, as you said, and I have 35 years of experience in the business community, working with entrepreneurs, being an entrepreneur myself, and I have a special passion for kids with special needs, and so my other full-time passion is advocating for those kids.
Okay, fantastic. So we're going to take time to hear about all those different endeavors, but start me off with how you know Kiana and how did the relationship begin?
Wow, I have known Kiana for quite a long time. I want to say almost 17 years now.
Okay.
As I have a 19-year-old who at the age of 2 was experiencing significant developmental delays. And so when we went to our first special needs class, Kiana was one of the therapists there, and one of the art teachers, and one of the helpers, and really was excellent at pulling the kids out and engaging them and creating a really fun, wonderful environment for our kids to learn in.
That's great. Can you talk a little bit about Adaptivities and your interaction with her with regards to the Adaptivities?
Absolutely. So when Kiana and I met, which as I said was almost 17 years ago, she worked with my kids for 6-7 years, both my little boys, who experienced delays, and we kind of lost touch. And I want to say it was 10 years later that I was on Facebook and I saw Adaptivities and saw what Kiana was doing, and I said, wow, I love this. I love this concept of bringing play to kids with special needs.
Sure.
And that maybe she could do some help, and I was excited about working with her again to maybe help bring Adaptivities to the general public.
Okay, so you two have begun to form this partnership, a mentoring partnership, I would assume.
Yes, it's a mentoring partnership, although Kiana is the driving force. She is actually a force to be reckoned with, and this is what I love about working with entrepreneurs. You give them a pathway and they follow it. You know, she reaches out when she needs guidance and expertise, but she's doing all the work.
Okay, so she's owning it. All right.
She's owning it.
Now, I know that you've done some things. I checked your website, and you've done some things with regard to Keen. Can you tell me, what is Keen? Tell us about that.
Sure. Keen is an organization that stands for Kids Enjoy Exercise Now. It's in its 26th year of operations. And Keen is a nonprofit organization that provides exercise and gaming activities for kids with special needs, primarily autism, cerebral palsy, and Down syndrome. It's a one-on-one volunteer organization. And so any child ages 5 to 25 can come to our gym or to any of our programs and play and have a friendship and have someone to work with on skills and just building community, really. And the programs range from bowling to swimming to gym activities to taekwondo to tennis to soccer to yoga to Zumba.
All right.
And so there are, I want to say, 32 programs that run every weekend for Keen.
Okay, that's super, because I know that children today, well, they get caught up in pressing the buttons and so forth, but to get it and exercise and get activity going, very important, and the building community, I suppose. Do you have a story that you might be able to share with us, a success story or whatever?
Yes, at Keen, no child is turned away. Your child can come to a Keen activity in a wheelchair, with a feeding tube, and there will be somebody there to play with your child. And
At all levels.
at all levels.
Okay.
And like Kiana's experience, what we know about kids with special needs is you need to follow their lead. And so at these activities, whatever an individual is capable of is where we meet that child. It's a non-competitive environment, and so we're not asking a child in a basketball session to make a hoop if all they can do is hold the ball
Yes,
and drop it,
yes.
and then pick it up and drop it again. That's also great. So we meet the child where they're at, and it just provides a really wonderful experience for everyone.
That sounds awesome. So in working with the children, is there a fundraising element or some piece that you'd like to speak about, as a matter of fact?
Oh, sure. In fact, we just had our Keen Gala called Keen Fest, where we focused on the abilities of these individuals with disabilities, not their disabilities. And we
Okay.
actually had a talent show. And so we featured 15 of our young adults with special needs in different kinds of opportunities, such as a fashion show. 2 of them sang. There was a song and dance. And so the opportunity for Keen that it presents to the community is to show that even individuals with disabilities have talent and abilities, and that's what we want to focus on, breaking down all the barriers for inclusion.
Yeah, that's very important. I guess there's an education that needs to take place. I mean, if there are thoughts that you have to help educate me as an individual who may not be that aware, to elevate my level of awareness with regards to how I might interact with individuals with special needs and how I might be able to help Keen or
Yes, and you raise a very important point, and that is even when we have 200 volunteers that come every weekend to our Keen programs, and they come for a 15-minute orientation first. And what we tell them is, regardless if your child or your friend that you're being partnered with that day can speak or not, you speak to them directly in first person. We don't talk about them. And just because we know individuals that are nonverbal does not mean they don't understand. And so it's all about helping individuals understand that individuals with disabilities need to be treated with respect, with dignity, and just like you or I, we can have the same kind of conversation, because there's so much gratification and glory in a handshake or a touch or in a high five.
Yeah.
And so whether a child or young adult is verbal or not does not matter. We can still show love.
I really feel your passion. Talk to me a little bit about what inspires you to wake up to put forth this kind of effort?
Well, as I mentioned, we have 2 young boys that are now 17 and 19 who are thriving in the world and have enormous opportunity ahead of them. And many parents are not that lucky. And so I made a decision many years ago, when we found ourselves on the right side of the disability equation, to pay it forward, to give back, and to help those families that may not be as fortunate as we were.
We certainly say thank you for choosing to give back. Thank you very much.